What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? In this video, I'm sitting down with Mr. Justin Evans and Brianna Evans, who went from doing $20,000 a month to $200,000 a month in a matter of one single month. Now, in full transparency, some of that $200,000 was submitted, about $100,000 was actually approved, but they basically 5x their production in a matter of 1 month. Now they're recruiting and building an entire agency. And so I want to bring them on the channel to talk about what they've been doing over the last few months, what their success has been, and what is coming down the pipeline for Justin and Bree. So Justin, Bree, welcome to the channel. Excited to have you guys on. Can you give a brief little intro on yourself and what you guys have been doing?
Yeah, so again, my name is Justin. We've been doing insurance for about 2 years. I started doing the whole final expense thing, chasing down leads, fighting over those $30, $50 policies and everything like that, just to have a 50% chargeback in the future. Ask for referrals, but never receive one. We went through that whole gambit, and then we found advanced marketing, and that's where we were able to really dive into the IULs. They had training, hands-on experts where we like, hey, I'm in a situation right now. Can you help me critique this so I can be the subject matter expert on the IUL? And then as they helped coach us through that, we were able to jump in front of clients, pitch well-structured, properly structured IULs that blew every other quote out of the water that they'd received. And that built instant credibility. And I didn't get any better at selling. That was just from me building the knowledge base that advanced marketing taught us. So from that, we were able to, one, convert more leads and convert for a higher dollar price because we were giving the client something that they were looking for. It made more sense of why they needed it. And we didn't have to push to sell. It was mainly just what can we do to make sure these people get approved? And then that was the biggest battle hurting, which put us in a much better position than trying to fight for a social or bank info on a $30 a month lead. Yeah.
Got it. Got it. So you guys were selling final expense before, doing the whole simplified issue grind. You switched over to advanced markets. And what was the biggest thing that you noticed going from final expense to like IUL, cash value life insurance?
Really, the biggest difference were the clients that we were speaking to. Prior, the leads that we were getting were, I don't know what the lead generation video looked like. I would guess that it was probably all lies like free insurance, just click here. With these leads, they're very high intent. And so my biggest shock was the clients we were talking to actually wanted to invest their money into something like an IUL because they were so knowledgeable on the product itself. So it really sells itself. It was just really the right people, the right agents to talk to make sure that we put them in the right place. So the clients made a huge difference.
Got it. So just like the average clientele is much higher quality than final expense, you guys have noticed?
Definitely.
They knew about an IUL, and if they didn't know much about it, they're definitely there open to learn. So all we had to do is just be able to explain it to somebody in very simple terms, and then they were able to grasp it much quicker. So they knew they were looking for that. And the other side of that is we've got a lot of leads who already had an IUL, which made it so much easier because we knew with the way we structure, we were going to beat out that current policy, and we were able to write a lot of resubmitted business.
Got it. That makes sense. It makes perfect sense. And you guys have been doing the personal brand funnel with us since I believe June. So like middle of the summer. What's been the biggest difference of like doing that versus just like buying leads and making dials and doing kind of the traditional stuff?
Pre-booked appointments is a huge one for sure. And then having the power to say, hey, after you book this appointment, that video that kind of talks about the IUL, did you watch that? And my clients always say yes. And it's like, cool, that was me speaking in that video. It builds instant credibility. They feel like, oh, I'm talking to the guy. So that was a huge thing. And we're also not sitting there having to hit 400 or 500 dials in a day because our calendar is already booked out. We can go into a 1, 2 hour, 3 hour long appointment, answering all the questions the client need, knowing that we're going to get covered down on that target premium paycheck. Yeah.
Love it. Bree?
We both have a heart of wanting to see people succeed. And so this is a much easier product and system to sell when it really does benefit the client. And we're able to validate that our kids have an IUL, we have an IUL. It is a great thing if it's structured properly. And Advanced Agent Market with their scripts and their leads makes it very crystal clear what to do, what to get, what to look for, what to not look for. And so I've really enjoyed getting to help people in that way, and it really sells itself.
Love it. Love it. So talk to me about like, obviously you guys have the lead piece down now. You guys are turning and you're starting to recruit agents and bring them onto your team. Talk to me about like what that looks like, what you guys are trying to do, and ultimately like what the goal is there.
Yeah, so for us, obviously the biggest hurdle starting off was we both came into this industry together. So it was our source of income. We had to make it. And knowing how much we were spending on leads, we've almost gone out of this business so many times because of when chargebacks hit and it's like we still got to buy that next batch of leads. We don't know if it's going to be a good batch or a bad batch. Whereas, like my wife said, we want to see people succeed. So we're trying to minimize that stress in their life as they're learning a new industry. So our biggest thing is we want to bring some people on, whether you guys are already selling or whether you're just trying to get into selling. We want to be able to provide the training for you as well, be hands-on, get you connected with advanced agent marketing as well, so you have access to their training, and then do kind of a lead assist program where we're going to be able to give you some of those names getting started for the first few months and really get you off the ground and rolling to the point where you feel confident you can sell. And then personally, what we're trying to do with our secure legacy is if you can meet the certain number and continue to sell at a high level, we want to keep supplying those leads, just been like, hey, you're out there crushing it. Let us keep continue to support you. And if you don't hit it for that month, that's fine. If your goal is only to just come in and hit your mark and you're not trying to be the top in the industry, that's okay too. We'll still bring you on. We'll get you rolling. We'll still give you that initial lead assist to really get you off the ground so you can learn this industry.
Got it. Got it. So you guys are basically like, obviously you have the branded leads. You're now kind of like building an agency that's running those leads, right? So for anyone that's watching this, maybe if you're like a newer agent, you're just getting started and you don't have the money to invest into your marketing. Justin and Bree, they're basically subsidizing leads to allow you to get a start. They're providing the training, and you're able to use branded leads as opposed to just like buying some random lead vendor leads off the street. And then, I think we've all seen that kid on Instagram who's like dialing the ethos leads or something and makes like $500 a day and listens to Michael Jackson. Like that's what most people's start is into the industry. And like, while that's entertaining, it's not the most profitable thing, as anyone that's done that for an extended period of time can tell you. And so the difference is like, they already have pre-booked appointments themselves. They're already running a similar system. And so if you're able to leverage that and tap into that, I mean, that's really one of the best ways that you can get started, especially if you don't have the capital to like do your own marketing. So what is your guys' ultimate goal with the agency? Like, where do you guys see yourself going with it? Like, where are you trying to get to ultimately?
Right. So by the end of 2026, the ultimate goal is to have an agency that's producing 1 million a month. That's
Love it.
the end goal. Obviously, that's pretty far out from where we're initially at right now with the two of us. Just start with a couple people underneath us, but we do believe that goal is achievable as long as we're bringing on the right people who have that same level of motivation, but they just need the help maybe with the financial side of getting started. But like we want to be with those people who are coachable, who are willing, understand what we're kind of offering, because we know it is pretty different compared to the rest of the industry. But then
100%.
also we want to make sure that we're getting people. It took me year and a half really to dive deep into the IULs, and there's no excuse for that. I should have been, doing an IUL after my first month when it first came on me. I was just slow to kind of get to the game. We don't want that to be everyone else's story where they've heard about IULs, they hear, oh, I should go to, but they're scared to, like I was. Like, we will get you where you need to go with the IUL. And our thing is we don't want you to go through that same pain ache we went through, but our whole family's relying on this income, this industry, and we were slow to get into the area that makes the most money. So we're trying to get people to that point much faster.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Definitely makes sense. So 1 million a month in a year, but so by end of 2026, I love that. I love that. What do you think sets you guys apart, right? Because like obviously there's tons of different agencies out there. Everyone's trying to recruit everyone. Like, that's the way the insurance industry is. You go to any conference and you get in a conversation with someone and it's like, they're both trying to recruit each other
Right.
at the same time. It's like, it's a very interesting dynamic. And so like, I think it's really important to know, in the sea of everyone basically saying the same thing, what are you guys doing that's just completely different?
For us, specifically me, when I first got into this industry, I was a single mom of 2 kids, and he was fresh out of the military. It's like before we were married, obviously. But we got into this career not knowing a thing. I had to leave our old jobs behind to really get into this gold mine of a job. And it was really scary for us because not only did we have to learn at the same time of trying to sell, but we were constantly investing in ourselves. And maybe one day it would click and we would get there. It took a lot of trial, error, tears, prayers on our knees. Once we found advanced agent marketing, it really was like a light bulb moment for us. And unfortunately, we came in with a ton of debt. And so praise the Lord, we've been able to succeed now. But our goal would be to, instead of, I know all the conferences I've been to for the, like you had mentioned, it's a bunch of guys hoorahing it up there. And for us, it's very black and white. We have kids and our family time. We like to buy back our time and reuse this as a vessel to get us to do the things that we enjoy the most, like our hobbies. So our goal for our agents that are coming on is that it is very doable to succeed in this industry with the right leadership and the right tools. And we found what works from trial and error. And we would hope that they won't have to go through that painful process of wondering, am I cut out to be a life insurance agent? Your margins can be so small in the very beginning, and our goal is to, let you learn from our mistakes as fast as possible, know what we know, and the time and the resources and the energy that we've invested into this business. We can get you there without having to struggle. It's very simple. With the right system, right leads, right coaching, you can succeed. We're not special people. We don't have this magic gift. It truly is, anyone can do it. It's just how fast are you going to get there? And that's what I wish we would have had in the beginning, is a quicker happy ending, I guess.
And the other side of that, obviously, the big one is block schedule, block schedule, block schedule. And the big one, everyone always says, start at 7 a.m. You're working out. If you're not in the gym with us, where you at? And although that mentality does work for a lot of younger agents, something like that, when you're a couple who's running a family, that also is not sustainable. So although that does work, what we're trying to do is build a system where if you're the kind of person who's like, I can't meet you all at the gym at 7 a.m. I can't be on Zoom all day long. I can't work until 9 o'clock appointments, that we build a block schedule that's also healthy for your family and your relationship and like that kind of lifestyle you already have established. That's our goal as well, because we tried the block schedule initially and one of us would be able to do it, the other one wouldn't. And then it only created separation between us. And that wasn't healthy. There's no point of building a ton of wealth to then just have resentment in a relationship afterwards. So what we're trying to do is like, hey, how can we have a schedule that's effective for what we're trying to do, but also just be able to sell at such a high level and have leads that are so highly qualified when they come in. I'm not sitting there having to work 10, 12 hours a day just to make, my lead cost for the month. That's kind of where we set ourselves apart as well.
Yeah, 100%. And I think the big thing too that separates you guys apart that you kind of touched on, but I would really like hammer this even more, is like the fact that you guys are investing in the branding, in the marketing for building your own agency. And so anyone that comes under your agency and works with you guys is able to tap into that. Right. So that's like a very unique thing. Like most people that are recruiting, they're just saying, hey, go buy, leads from insert whatever lead vendor or lead center that the IMO recommends. Whereas you guys have something that's different, that's performing at a higher level, that's getting a higher return and takes less work, right? Like obviously you still have to work.
You still got to show up. You still got to, definitely you still got to put in, but.
Yeah,
right.
but it's like a lot of what you guys are just touching on of like, you got to make $500 a day. Like that comes from lack of systems on the marketing side. And you guys have those lack of systems on the marketing side. So I think that's a huge thing for anyone watching this, whether you're thinking about being a client with advanced agent marketing or you're thinking about joining Justin and Bree's agency. Like those systems are imperative to have in 2025, 2026 and beyond. And so I think that's something super important to touch on. For anyone that's watching this that, relates to your guys' story, wants to reach out to you, wants to hear more about what you guys are doing and potentially be a part of your team, where can they reach out to you and find you?
Yeah, obviously personal number is just fine. I don't know if we're able to put that in the comments down below, but
Sure.
Number's 509 520-6964. I grew up in Walla Walla, Washington. That number is going to come right to my cell. It's in my pocket. We'd be happy to get you kind of started with there.
Love it. Fantastic. Well, cool. Anything else to add before we sign off?
No, just obviously the goal, because we found so much success with advanced agent marketing, would be to get you your own personal branding funnel with them. Luckily, we were able to do that for ourselves, but we kind of bridge the gap for the agents that are watching that don't have that lump sum investment to make up front. You would be reaping the benefits of a PBF with us, but the whole end goal would for you to be, your own funnel, your own personal branding with advanced agent marketing, or just that gap between, both of those.
Fantastic. Love it. Well, hit up Justin and Bree if you guys have questions or want to join their agency. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.